The pizza sauce that I use for my Detroit style pizza is robust and zesty. It's got a bunch of garlic, it's slightly sweet, but everything that's in there kind of hits all the marks for me when it comes to these American style pizzas. Just because I call this out as my Detroit style sauce formula doesn't mean you can't use it for other stuff. Stick around, I'm going to show you all the tricks of how to put it together. Okay, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna actually start to cook this sauce. That's right, this is a cooked sauce. Very different from a lot of the other pizza sauces that you see, because most of the time in commercial pizza making, the tomato sauce is cold and it's never cooked. However, in some of the styles, like the Detroit pizza, or maybe even the New York pan pizzas like the Sicilian or the Grandma, those also utilize cooked sauces. So this is one sauce that can be used around the board as you need it. To this, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna start my, my heat on medium-low. And in the medium mark, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to cook my garlic. I've got a couple tablespoons of olive oil that I'm gonna start this with. And the olive oil does a couple things. It's gonna be a holding vessel for the garlic or the garlic flavor, but then it's going to give some qualities to our sauce once it's cooled and you go to rewarm this. To me, this sauce is always best the next day or the day after. When you make this sauce, this is easily one of those that you could put it in the refrigerator for 3 to 5 days, warm it up as you need it. When you make a Detroit pizza, the sauce goes on the pizza after the bake, so it's always warm and then it would be spooned on. I, however, like my Detroit pizza with the sauce baked on it. I know it's not traditional, and all of you Detroit pizza purists out there might get after me for that. However, make it your own. Do whatever you love. The recipe for this sauce is in the description, as well as links to all of these ingredients if you want to go out and buy them. To this oil that I've added that's now started to preheat, I'm gonna add garlic. I'm adding a lot of garlic. And those of you out there who know me know that I'm not a huge fan of tons of garlic, but this is one of those sauces that actually benefits from it. This is 4 cloves of chopped garlic. So go ahead, stick this in. I know there's a lot of you out there always commenting that I never use enough garlic. This maybe for the first time will be all of you approving of my usage of garlic. Now, we're gonna let this start to cook a little bit. I don't wanna burn this garlic, so it's really important that you keep an eye on it. Once it's going, we're looking for this like kind of like golden brown color, but I'm not looking for it to be burnt and black, right? Because as it cooks, it's gonna create this kind of bitter flavor, and I just wanna kind of lightly toast it, if that makes sense. Another method that we use, and this is going back to the kitchen world, the restaurant world, when you have your garlic in here, especially this much garlic, if I turn the pan this way, you can kind of see that if I turn the pan, I've got this pool of oil going. Inside of that pool of oil now, that garlic is kind of like simmering in it, right? Almost like we're doing a sous vide of garlic, but not really. But the goal is that we're releasing all the essential oils from the garlic into the oil. And now that oil is gonna be this holding vessel for all the flavor that it's gonna incorporate into the sauce. So now that this is starting to do its thing, you know, a lot of times people say, well, garlic should be translucent. It shouldn't even be toasted. To me, I like this when it's just slightly toasted but not burnt. At this point now that I can see that's all happening, I'm gonna go ahead and put in my salt. This is 2 teaspoons of salt. Now, by putting the salt in right now, I'm giving this a chance to kind of incorporate in, and it's kind of going into that oil. I'm gonna kind of dissolve it a little bit. And this is the point now where I'm ready to add my tomato sauce. This is 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. I'm gonna put this right in. As this cooks, because the oil and everything is kind of hot, make sure you're ready with the wooden spoon or something to stir it, because if not, this is gonna start popping stuff all over your kitchen. Now, once all this is inside, now that the salt and everything is in there, I'm gonna give this a stir to combine, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add my last ingredient, which is sugar. Another ingredient that I don't use a lot in pizza sauce. However, in the American styles of sauce, traditionally these are a little bit sweeter sauces. I have a feeling, my theory behind this is that back in the day when these styles of pizza were being created, as all the immigrants were starting to come over from Italy and all these people from all over the world started migrating to America and they continued to move west through the country, a lot of these regional sauces were being made, but the tomatoes, for example, maybe weren't the best tomatoes that were available at the time. So what they were doing was they were adding a lot of extra ingredients, things like lots of sugar, things like lots of garlic, which would mask ultimately an inferior tomato. To me, I've got access to really good tomatoes, no matter if they're from California or from Italy. So I've always got a naturally beautifully sweet tomato. And this is one of those things that when you make these sauces, continue to try them and then say, does it need something else? Maybe you want some oregano in here. Maybe you want some black pepper, all that kind of thing. To me, I would just keep this nice and simple and then add anything else that I'm going to add to the top of the pizza. So for me, ingredients like oregano are things that I want to control and I want to add them onto the pizza. So I don't need them heavily concentrated inside of my sauce. I hope that makes sense. Leave a comment if you agree. Now that this is starting to come to a boil, I can see that the sauce is starting to move. The oil has this beautiful shimmer on top of the tomato sauce. And this is the point where I'm going to go ahead and drop that sugar now. This is a couple tablespoons, a lot. That's a couple tablespoons of sugar going into this. Now, a lot of you out there around the country say, no, this is actually the perfect amount of sauce and you're not putting enough stuff in this sauce. That's fine. Drop me a comment. What else would you add to this tomato sauce? For me, when I go to Detroit and I have this pizza, it's not heavily garnished with a lot of dry herbs. I have seen things like oregano, I have seen things like basil, and I definitely have seen things like black pepper. So if you like all of those, go ahead and use them. I also know that there's some people out there that go crazy for garlic powder and garlic salt. If you're one of those people and you want to omit the garlic, or maybe you want to go double, triple the amount of garlic and use those other ingredients, go ahead, make it your own. Make yourself happy, make your family happy. Now that this has kind of come up to a boil, this is really all I need to do. I'm not looking to make this into Sunday pasta sauce where it needs to stay up on the stove for 8 hours. This is literally just to kind of warm it through, give a chance for all of those ingredients now that melded together, and then once this cools, and you're ready to make your pizzas, all you need to do is just simply warm it up and then you would apply this to the top of the pizza. This is it. This is ready to go. I hope you guys learned something. If you need anything else, go ahead, drop a comment. If you want more of these ingredients, go ahead and look at the links into the description below. I've also got a lot of these sauce recipes in my new pizza book called Pizza Love, which is available everywhere. It's on Amazon, it's all over the place. So you can get all these tips and tricks inside my new book as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you all soon. Ciao.